Hello and welcome to Last Time Studios. Before we start, I would just like to point out that we're aiming for 1,000 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button, it really spurs us on to make more videos. If you've seen the thumbnail, you might know the film, but if not, it's probably the best Jake Gyllenhaal film you've never seen. Here at Last Time Studios, LDS. Sorry, too much front page tech. The 1999 film October Sky is in our top 10 of favourite films. And this film is absolutely 100% the reason for Jake Gyllenhaal's success. It took his career to new heights, like a springboard. Jake went on to do films like Donnie Darko, Bubble Boy, The Good Girl, and The Day After Tomorrow, where, in my opinion, he gained his A-list status. That man can put bums on seats. It's not filled with today's usual shite like loads of CGI, gender politics and dumbass characters who make stupid decisions just to move the plot along. It's got everything you want out of a great film. Set in the late 50s in a mining town called Coalwood, the film is beautifully shot by Fred Murphy, who went on to shoot films like Freddy vs. Jason and Secret Window. Directed by Joe Johnston, more on him later. Powerful performances by Chris Cooper and Laura Dern. Well, let's forget that shitbox. It's a fantastic coming-of-age drama, a father and son journey to rival the Field of Dreams, and a story of a group of friends to match maybe even the Goonies or Stand By Me. For the main character Homer, the film is a masterful portrayal of someone who stretches themselves to reach a lofty goal that no one would ever think possible. The cast has an ensemble feel to it. The four friends, well, they all become friends. They're played by the legends that are Chad Lindbergh, Jesse, from the first Fast and the Furious, the best one. Come on guys, bring him the fuck back. William Scott Lee, watch The Butterfly Effect, class film. Chris Owen, come on guys, he's the Shermanator.
The Shermanator.
He really steals the scenes. And of course the star of the show, our mate, Jake Gyllenhaal. The real life Homer Hickam, played by our mate Jake, wrote a book about his upbringing called Rocket Boys, which the film is based. We start with our main protagonist, Homer, trying to get into the football team, mainly to impress girls and, if he's lucky, to get a scholarship so he can get off to college and leave the town behind. But he finds that he's not very good at football. He's also struggling with his studies, not because he's not capable, just because his mind is elsewhere. As Homer lives in a mining town, his fate is sealed that inevitably he will end up working down the mine. Homer is well aware of the hardship that he faces, and to top it all off, his father is the boss of the town's mine. His father's a hard man, stands no nonsense, and of course he's very proud of his eldest son Jim, played by Scott Thomas, who also puts in a great performance. Watch out for him in Star Trek Voyager Season 7 Episode 8. The Russian satellite Sputnik is orbiting the Earth, and the town folks stay up at night to watch it fly overhead, also listening to the radio pulse it broadcasts. This triggers an idea in Homer's mind to learn rocketry. It's something he can focus on, and soon after that, he learns he can get a scholarship in science by winning the school science fair, so he needs to take it to the next level. Now, in order to take it to the next level, he needs to speak to the biggest nerd in school. This is due to the lack of books available to him in the local library. So the biggest nerd in school is Quentin, played by the Shermanator. Homer kisses his social life goodbye as he goes to speak to him in front of the whole school. As the film progresses and the intriguing journey unfolds that Homer needs to learn math, he gains support from the town to help him build his rockets and watch them fly. His relationship with his father becomes more and more distant, as they're really the same person, just on totally different pages at this point in their lives. Within the second act of the film, Homer's rocketry hobby is cut short by a fire that's been deemed to have been caused by one of his rockets, which he couldn't account for. The next nightmare is that he has to leave school to go and work down the mine to support his family, as his father gets injured in an accident, and his older brother Jim could lose his scholarship, so he can't leave school either. This is where Homer, the boy, becomes a man, gaining the respect of his father and his co-workers, absolutely smashing the job as a miner, as his father thinks he was born to do it. It's in the blood. As the penultimate act builds, the discovery that the fire was not one of the boys' rockets, and Homer flexes his math muscles in a rather humorous scene, laying some smackdown on the headmaster. Homer can now rejoin school and enter the science fair with his rocketry display. And this is where we come to the film's finale, the icing on the cake, the masterstroke. The end scene is so touching that if you've been hitting a few beers while watching this, there won't be a dry eye in sight. Well, maybe that's just me. But the father and son story arc is complete. Homer's father realises that he is and always was Homer's hero. Man, it's such a great watch when the penny drops. October Sky is one of those films that gets better and better. The film's not affected by the 2-bit chuck it out, consume, spit it out problems of today's entertainment suffers with. All in all, it's a modern day classic and will be continued to be loved by all that know it. I haven't even talked about the fabulous soundtrack that accompanies the film. All 50 songs really stand out strong, and the film's score is again nothing but a well-serving home run, hitting the highlights of the film's nuances out of the park. Jake Gyllenhaal credits the director Joe Johnston, who also directed The Rocketeer and the first Captain America. Joe took a chance on Jake, giving him the part which brought Jake the success that he enjoys today, along with some serious hard work as well, I imagine. However, back 23 years ago, Jake wasn't just offered these parts, he had to go through the lengthy process of multiple auditions and meetings, proving himself at each point that he was the best man for the job. Jake found that what he was striving for at this point of his life, trying to be better, pushing himself, this was the same thing that Homer was wanting for himself. And that's what Jake put into the role, the common ground that Jake found between himself that connected him to the character. And for me, Jake Gyllenhaal has really turned into one of the great character actors. In an interview shortly after the film was released, Jake was reminiscing about his time on the film. The real Homer was on set too, and Jake got on really well with him. The real Homer was talking about his book, Rocket Boys, which of course Jake had read. Jake and the real Homer would have long chats together. Homer said to him, as in the real Homer, and Homer said that he was going to write a sequel, a second book to Rocket Boys. While doing the research for this video, I never knew that this was even a possibility. Now, of course, this was 20 odd years ago, but I bet they were having a great time while shooting the film, living a dream, talking about another dream. Great. So now you've heard me give this film more praise than you've probably heard in a very long time about a film. It's now time for you to get out there and watch October Sky. See you next time.